Okay, being 5:30, we'll get started. This is our agenda and ordinary council meeting for Monday, 22nd of December 2025. Devonport City Council acknowledges and pays respects to the Palawakakana people as the traditional and original owners of Lutruwita and continuing custodians of this land on which we gather. We also acknowledge and pay our respects to the Tasmanian Aboriginal elders past and present. If I may, for a moment, you might notice my beautiful 6 candles sitting here. This is just an acknowledgement, and then we'll have a moment of reflection to commemorate the 4-year anniversary of the Hillcrest tragedy, which is marked on the 6th of December. Thank you. As we reflect today, we reaffirm our commitment to supporting the community in healing and remembrance. In honour of Addison, Chase, Jalayla, Jai, Peter and Zane. May we continue to hold each other with compassion, unity and care in our ways. Thank you. It's lovely to see we've got a full complement of our councillors tonight. Thank you very much. Are there any declarations of interest from the councillor? First part, no. I will advise that it is council policy to record council meetings in accordance with council's digital recording policy. The digital recording of this meeting will be made available to the public on council's website for a minimum period of 6 months. The meeting will also be live streamed on council's YouTube channel. Item 3 is procedural. 3.1 is confirmation of minutes. If I could have a mover, please.
So moved.
Councillor Barney and a seconder.
Second.
Councillor Murphy. Councillor Barney.
Merely procedural, thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Councillor Murphy.
I'll concur with Councillor Barney, Mayor.
Thank you. Any comments or questions from the councillors? If not, Councillor Barney to close, please.
Consider it closed, thank you.
Thank you. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried unanimously. Thank you. 3.2 is public question time. 3.2.1 is responses to questions raised. There are nil. 3.2.2 is questions on notice from the public. There is a recommendation there. If I could have a mover, please.
So moved.
Councillor Hollister and a seconder.
Second.
Councillor Murphy. Councillor Hollister.
Nothing to add, it's all in the report.
Thank you. Councillor Murphy.
I'll also concur with Councillor Hollister, Mayor.
Thank you. Any further comments or questions from councillors? If not, I will ask Councillor Hollister to close, please.
Consider it closed.
Thank you. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried unanimously. Thank you. 3.2.3 is questions without notice from the public. I do have some people in our gallery tonight. Hello.
Good
Would
morning.
you like to come up and ask your questions? Name and address? Thank you. Mr. Devonport.
Thank you, Mayor. Paul Bellicott, 11 Clocker Place, Devonport. Mayor, I refer to my questions on notice sent for this evening's meeting and the responses authored by the Chief Executive Officer. Reference question 1, agenda item 3.2.22, page 7 and 8. Briefly, my question was about a vehicle owner who received a parking infringement that was issued in error and was required to submit in writing an appeal to have the notice waived. even though a council staff officer had confirmed it was incorrectly issued. Please note the person concerned had immediately contacted council with evidence that no infringement had occurred. The response from the council CEO, as per the agenda, was: council acknowledges that on occasion an infringement may be issued in error. Council's infringement management procedure requires the registered vehicle owner to make a simple written request outlining the reasons why the infringement should be withdrawn. This ensures due process and auditable record and consistent application of legislation across all cases. Staff is empowered to resolve matters promptly once a written request is lodged.
Correct.
Now, Mayor, incidentally, on Friday the 19th, I was told by another vehicle owner who very recently also received an infringement notice. And the next day, they provided a council officer with evidence that the notice was incorrectly issued. The officer, who obviously had good common sense, immediately fixed the problem without the need for any further red tape or written request. Strange indeed, and contrary to what the CEO has said must occur. I don't want to be dobbing in anyone, but obviously. So, Mayor, for the sake of good public relations, when indisputable evidence is provided by vehicle owners in person or on the phone, why can't a program or template be set up that would still be an auditable record and thus save those wrongly accused extra time and effort to sort out this reoccurring problem?
That's a great question. Ms. Lumsden, thank you.
Through you, Mayor, Council has a very basic, simple form available on our website. And as per the comments provided by the CEO, we do require an auditable process. Unable to provide any other further information from what Mr. Vellacott has provided on the verbal assessment that was given to somebody. But yeah, we've got as simple as process as we could possibly provide.
It can be changed, can't it, Mayor? And it's under the Act. There's a word there that's may, and unfortunately, a lot of people take may as shall and should be. I think if it's inquired a little bit further, the council could improve their public relations quite considerably over these sorts of matters. Thank you.
Mr. Bell, because I know.
My question number 2. In regard to the new parking meters and computer program, it appears, and I could be wrong here, I'd like you to correct me, that the parking meter attendants now have to type in each vehicle number plate to check as to the status of whether or not payment has been made or there has been an overstay. Is this because when photos are taken on the mobile devices used by attendants, the information stored in the AI system is not always accurate? I believe there's been quite some problems with this. Is that correct?
Thank you. Ms. Lumsden.
Through you, Mayor, it's correct that the parking officers are required to manually enter the licence plate.
Thank you.
Pretty onerous task, isn't it? Really.
That's your opinion, Mr. Vellacott. Thank you.
You might have a claim for repetitive strain.
Thank you. Are you asking a third question?
May I ask a quick third question?
So, is there anyone from the gallery asking a question tonight? Fire away.
Thank you. Further to my recently asked questions about council's employees' accidents and compensation, I cannot find in amongst the reports in the ordinary meeting agenda any listing about the subject. As safety is an absolute priority, I ask if it is not listed in the reports, then why is it not?
Is that sorry? Which subject?
Through you, Mayor,
Sorry.
Mr. Vellacott is correct. We don't normally report workers' compensation on a monthly basis. Happy to consider that in the future, but we certainly don't report it at the moment publicly.
Thank you.
Could I further add to that?
Very quickly.
Just as a clarification, like previous job that I had was with a national firm. when the meetings were held, on the top of their agenda was always safety issues.
Was that local government you worked for?
No, it wasn't. This was a listed stock job, one of the jobs that I had.
Okay.
And it was always listed. They took such a pride in their safety issues that it was on top of the list.
And it doesn't make me don't take pride.
And whilst it might be in the Local Government Act, surely it is one of the most obvious things for your council to have a safe working place.
Thank you.
And I believe it should be listed in your agenda.
I'll take umbrage to you thinking that we don't have a safe working place, but that's fine. Thank you.
Thank you.
And there are no more questions from the gallery. Thank you. We'll move on. 3.3 is questions from councillors. 3.3.1 questions on notice from councillors. There are none. And 3.3.2 is questions without notice from councillors. 3.4 is notice of the motions. There are nil. Item 4 is the planning authority matters. And there are no items there. We're moving right along. Goodness me, we're on to item 5 already. Look at that. Just go. So 5.1 is the tender report project for the arts facility expansion. If I can remove, please.
So moved.
What? Now,
That's going.
Councillor Moore, and I'll go Councillor Viney.
I think Councillor Good.
Ennis has been checking and wants to second that.
No, they can just.
That's all right, Councillor.
Thank you. Yeah, very happy to move this motion to accept the tender from the Oliver Kelly Group. I've been watching this one with interest, which is why I jumped in so quickly, because it has actually been on our capital works program since 23-24, and it is unusual for a program to be held that long. So I'm really happy to see that we now have a tender and things will start happening. This building is quite simple in design, but it will be a massive step forward for the Bass Strait Museum as they start to move some of their artefacts across to the storage. Storage is definitely premium down there at the arts facility, at the arts storage. So very happy to make this recommendation.
Lovely, thank you. Councillor Ennis.
Thank you. Yes, purpose-built storage for our art is very important. It's probably less than satisfactory where things are currently stored. So to look after our things is a really good move. Highly supporting this.
Thank you. Further comments from the councillors? I'll be looking at Councillor Viney's put his finger up.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, from our tour of the council facilities a couple of years ago, it was horribly inadequate where some of the artefacts were being stored down near the Maritime Museum. It was damp. There was many dehumidifiers in every room, which also made it quite dangerous, I think, for the council staff and museum staff to actually locate and catalogue some of these treasures. So I think we all agreed around the table that a more appropriate place was required. Hopefully, as part of that movement, we might be able to de-cleanse some of the artefacts that may no longer are appropriate. As someone who's just been sorting through someone else's treasure pile, it does accumulate unless you make some hard decisions. And hopefully we aim to really keep the things that are really important. Worth noting that the tender that was successful was $100,000 below the other two. Overall, a $500,000 project, money well spent. And yeah, congratulations to Oliver Kelly with Oliver Kelly Group, which is a local provider. Thank you, man.
Nice jacket.
Yes.
And further comments from the councillor Cheng.
Just a quick one. When I was on the art gallery committee about 10 years ago, we lobbied hard for the first art storage facility, which at the time was seen as a lot of money. But the city holds some really valuable art and artefacts. So support Councillor Viney's comments in relation to the amount. It is $500,000. It's not sort of chump change, but it's a really valuable collection, and I think worthy investment to make sure it's preserved. Thank you.
Councillor Murphy.
Thanks, Mayor. Yeah, I'll agree with Councillor Viney. And Councillor Moore, it's a project that's well overdue. It is worth noting that it did go over budget, but it has a very low contingency with respect to a percentage, and hopefully we will, as has already been stated, the simplicity of design, we will see that sort of come back a little bit further, so there's more money back into our coffers, and I look forward to seeing it once it's completed.
Thank you. Further comments or questions from the councillors? Councillor Foster.
Well, I fully support the project. I'm really looking forward to see what happens to the wheel house in the future after it's completely empty. So I look forward to it.
Thank you. Further comments? Not, I will ask Councillor Moore to close.
Consider it closed, Mayor.
Thank you. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried unanimously. Thank you. 5.2 is West by Northwest Regional Tourism Strategy, 25 to 28. If I could move, please. Move. Councillor Shan, and a second, please.
Second.
Councillor Viney, Councillor Shan.
Thanks, Mayor. With the strategy that West by Northwest put up, I was wondering if we could maybe at some point get some more detail, in particular around they've got stated aims of growing a tasting trail and supporting the launch of the spirits. I'd really like to understand how they're doing that. Equally, it would be interesting to see a lot of the goals are quite sort of motherhood statements around tourism. I'd really like to see perhaps some analytics on, the last 12 months and how they've performed against the strategy. The reason I'm interested in that is travelling interstate. I don't do it often, but when I do, frequently I'll see billboards in metropolitan cities or at the airport, in Tasmania, come down to air. Just none of that now that I've observed. So I'd just like to know, has it gone digital? And also, I guess it's a regional strategy, but really Devonport is quite difficult to see in any of this marketing. And as the gateway to Tasmania, I just question that that's an appropriate strategy moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Viney.
Thank you, Mayor. An important strategy, not just for the city, but for the greater region, and something that I've been excited about and happy to advocate with the impending arrival of the new spirit vessels, which are only going to increase how important this is for the region. Just from the snapshot, a couple of the stats that I thought were certainly worth sharing was the over 500,000 visitors have come to the Northwest in that last financial year ending 2025, which is a 7.5% year-on-year increase. So just extrapolating that out another couple of years, it's not going to take long, and we're going to be busier and busier with more people coming to visit the area. Also, what was interesting was that 20% of all of the nights spent in Tassie is in the Northwest, which is only a relatively small amount compared to the more metro areas of Hobart and Launceston. However, only 1 in 5 visitors stay in the Northwest and West Coast, but 42% will visit. So it means we've got a lot of visitors that are coming and just doing day trips, maybe from Launceston and heading back. So important part of the strategy that I like is that visiting and then making the region more sticky. So people want to stay here for longer, maybe having an overnight here or 2 nights here and exploring further along the Northwest and down the West Coast, and understanding that part of the attraction of visiting Tasmania is not necessarily destinations, but those journeys through its destinations, which I think in particular in the Northwest and West Coast will do exceptionally well. Thank you.
Thank you. Further comments from the councillors?
Thank you, Mayor. Following on from Councillor Viney's points, so it's 572,600 visitors came to the Northwest Coast and West Coast, which was an increase of 7.5% year on year. And the visitors stayed a total of 2.6 million nights, which is an increase of 8.7% year on year. So that's good reckoning, and I think that with the tourism operators that we have and the icons that we have and the development around Living City and the new Novotel Hotel, Bass Strait Maritime Museum, offering more content and opportunity for visitors to learn about that area. In the strategy, their regional priorities, they've got their advocating for Dismal Swamp and Crater Mountain projects. Hopefully this advocacy will flow into the next listed priority of ensuring clear visitor information and regional connections, which flows on from Councillor Viney's point. For instance, come in on the Spirit and visit Crater Mountain, but base yourself in Devonport. So that was part of the reason to attract a hotel here to provide that accommodation opportunity to stay in Devonport and visit the surrounding regions, especially Crater Mountain. Of course, we hope that they also, when they talk about improving regional access, that at Devonport Airport comes into consideration, especially flights to Sydney, and hopefully more competitive airfares. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Murphy.
Thanks, Mayor. I'm probably going to sort of grow on the Deputy Mayor's comments, to be quite honest. I think this is probably a very wishy-washy document, to be quite honest. A bit disappointing. It's conflicted, in my opinion. You know, when it's got statements what we will do and what we won't do. What we will do is, as you just pointed out, Councillor Martin, that they'll promote certain businesses, but one of their statements that says we won't prioritise one operator over another in the region. So I don't know whether it knows what it's doing, to be quite frank. The second concern I had is it wanted to align itself with the state government's tourism strategy 2030. I think it could have gone an extra 2 years. I think 3 years is very short-sighted. And I think it's trying to be very much like margarine, trying to spread itself all over the place, but really isn't that good, to be quite honest. And I have to say, I've got to be me. And I think this organisation has been around now for 4 or 5 years. Really haven't seen much impact from it, have we? So I think we've got to be upfront and honest with that assessment. And as I said, it's a conflicting document, in my opinion, with what they will do and what they won't do. And I really don't see how, unless there is a significant amount of funding from the state government for it, realistically, it's just pandering to a particular requirement from within our region, because we don't have that within the Craven Coast Authority anymore, and it's outside of that. So I just think it's extremely under-resourced. But again, as I said, I've got too many motherhood statements in there for me. I don't think it's that good a document, to be quite honest. And, you know, it's just, hear the same thing year in, year out, and not really achieving too much, to be quite frank.
Thank you. Further comments from the councillors? Councillor Wiltshire.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, it's interesting reading. I'd pick on, that's not a good word. I'd come up with Deputy Mayor's thought pattern that we need data to understand the for's and against, or how they're tracking. Because tourism is good for our area, and it's new money into the city. So it's not running over the same money with the same people all the time. So we have to develop something strong in that. So I'd really love a workshop with these guys for them to come forward and do the presentation to us, so we can ask probably a little bit more specific questions to them. The Spirit of Tas, the new one's October next year. tickets are starting to sell today, I believe. And what we learned from our visit over on the port is that the increased capacity in the spirits is 40% in tourism, such cars, caravans, not freight. So that means that is a lot coming into our city. We've got to hold them here or get them on the way through or when they come back. And having sticky, I like the word sticky, keep them in place so that we can tie things in. So again, go back to West by Northwest and see what they're doing for regional promotion of staying over and using some of the city's accommodation as a grounding point and travel around. So, and the airports, well, the airport is something that would really be good to get on top of, and I don't think they're focusing on any of that, but just the spirit. So a workshop out of that I would like to see with that. And new money coming into the city is a positive. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Ennis.
Thank you. I agree with Councillor Wojcinski. I would like to have a workshop. I'd like to be able to find all these people and ask them questions. Be great.
Thank you. Further comments? If not, I would ask Councillor Shane to go please.
Thanks, Mayor. Yeah, look, tourism dollars are really lifeblood of the region. It's one of our key industries. Devonport Council is pretty well known for speaking frankly about issues. So yeah, let's see if we can organise a workshop and delve into a little bit more of the detail, which was a little bit lacking from their strat plan, but certainly there's opportunity to sort of flesh it out a bit in the new year. Thank you.
Thank you. Before I'll say all those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried unanimously. Thank you very much for that. Good debate. 5.3 is the tender report project for the Devonport Road renewal. If I could have a move, please.
So moved.
Councillor Hollister, thank you. And a second.
Second.
Councillor Murphy, Councillor Hollister.
So it's part of Devonport Road needs an upgrade. The team seems to be fairly good as far as I can tell, so it's not before trying to look at it. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Murphy.
Thank you, Mayor. Again, it's in the report that this one is also over budget. I think that's just a sign of the times. We are experiencing that with some of these contractors. However, with some of the stormwater asset renewal stuff, hopefully we'll find the savings to get this one a little bit closer, because obviously it's always important if we can with these contingencies that we set in these budgets, that, you know, if they're there, they're great. If they're not, it goes to, you know, it contributes to the financial position of our council. So, yeah, look, it's work that needs to be done, and we'll look forward to seeing when it's finished.
Thank you. Further questions for the councillors? If not, I'll ask Councillor Hollister to close.
Question. There's a lot of civil construction going on at the moment, road repairs and so forth. We get to the stage where we need to look at even so our own day support, day workforce doing some of this work, and we have in the past, or actually set up for it anymore.
Through you, Mayor, Councillor Holster's right. There is a bit of pressure in the market at the moment, and that was reflected in that tender. We only received 2 prices. However, it does fluctuate, and he's also probably right. We're not probably geared up to this heavier road construction work. We believe it's still best to outsource this type of work.
Thank you.
Consider it closed.
Thank you. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried unanimously. You all did it beautifully together then. It's almost in harmony. 5.4 is the Devonport Stadium main works proposal. If I'd have a move, please. Oh, Councillor Moore and Councillor second. Councillor Murphy. Thank you. Councillor Moore.
Can't believe everyone didn't jump in.
No.
Super excited to move this motion. It is to progress the sorry.
Mom, she's so
Super
right.
excited
It's not on.
to move this motion. It is to progress the main works package. I thank Mr. Skirving for his videos about the guaranteed maximum price proposal and the flooring. They were very informative and helped to understand the actual motion. I like the fact that we have a guaranteed maximum price proposal. It gives council certainty and peace of mind. Also, I note that it has got that this particular works package will be hopefully completed by May 2027. It is a lot of money. It is a very big proposal. I think it's the biggest one that we've had in our time here as this group of councillors. So it is a proposal for $53 million for Fairbrother, and it also includes another $7 million worth for outfitting for things like audio-visual, kiosk equipment, and the seating on the show court. But it is so important. This really is a legacy piece for Devonport City Council. It will enhance family life, health and wellbeing, and community connections, and also provide us with another indoor stadium or another indoor space, which with the beautiful Tassie weather, we definitely need more of those.
Thank you. Councillor Murphy.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I agree with Councillor Moore. However, I haven't had the opportunity to see Mr. Skirving's video update with respect to the flooring as you have raised. Having something, the information that has been provided to Mr. Skirving and to the CEO with respect to what that's looking like, but I'll catch up on that at some point in time. This is exciting. This is a real, it's a real coup, the fact that we went through a process that we went through that was independent and provided a very unique outcome for our council. I think that's a credit to, one, the position that we're in and probably a timing thing. And such a project of this size, again, goes to the ambition of this particular council. And again, acknowledged by the contribution from state and federal government partners that they do see Devonport as that regional focus of the North West Coast, and to be fortunate enough to be able to provide such significant assets for the future in this city is a bit of a humbling honour, but I think we can be very proud of what will be delivered and the process that's been undertaken to achieve that. So having said that, Mayor,
Thank you. Further comments from the councillors? Councillor Ellis?
Thank you. I think one of the best things is the early contractor involvement process that the council put in place. Certainly speeds up the process and makes it work in a preferred way, that you don't sort of do all the work and then put it out to tender, and it all takes a lot longer. This working together to come up with how it's going to look with the contractor, working with the architect and the council and all that to come up with something that's worthwhile. One of the things that I'm really looking forward to, I think, will be the first stadium on the coast that will have a jumbotron, which is I'm really looking forward to. That'll be exciting as part of the whole thing, which is just going to give us an opportunity and allow us to have major sporting different events there, and for the 4,000 odd people who are going to be attending these events will be looked after in an appropriate way, and I'm sure they'll be wanting to come back again for the next visit. So this is a new part. I'd like to sort of Councillor Murphy mentioned how good it is. It's certainly great of our sporting clubs within our city that have come together. There's a group of them, all those involved, our athletic club, the football club, the cricket club, the netball club, the basketball club, all thinking together and being able to make this work. And that's part of being a great community. And I think our sporting community therefore the rest of our community is going to have a real benefit out of this. It's something that just couldn't happen prior to. So this is a fantastic main work proposal that we're voting on tonight. And I think it's just going to be, I can't wait till February, or January even, if they get started, get working on this. So it's going to be fantastic. So I'm a big supporter. Thank you.
Thank you. Further comments, Councillor Wilczynski?
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, I'm thinking this is a great thing for Devonport as well. What people and the community don't understand, it's the actual planning behind all this. It doesn't just happen. So the stakeholders here, being our executives, being ready so you can actually get the funding. It's, you know, it's not simple. And I think we've got to understand that there's a lot of background work that happens so we can go out and say, this is what we want, this is how we can do it, and it benefits our community. So great work to the executive team for being prepared. It's been many years or constant and trying to find it to work. So I think it's a great plus and it is going to be a showpiece for Devonport. So yeah, I definitely support this. Well done.
Thank you. Further comments, Councillor Lyman?
Yes, please. Thank you, Meg. We're probably speaking more broadly about the stadium project in general, but you know, out of a $61 million project investment in the city, the Devonport Council accounts for a mere $8.2 million out of that we're having to come up with ourselves. So a bit of quick math, like 13.4% of that total project is coming directly from the council's own funds. And I think Councillor Murphy mentioned, like, it wouldn't happen without that funding from at a state and federal level. And as Councillor Wilczynski said, like, it's not like they roll the dice and decide where they're going to put those national funds. It comes from having strong confidence in the LGA that they're going to be dealing with. It comes from having a workforce and council officers that are ready to go and have done that groundwork. It comes from having that body of work that got all of those community sporting clubs all on the one page and all willing to give up a little bit to see that there was a greater benefit to the whole of the community. I had a comment from a friend, it's a bit of a tangent, but he's staying at the Novotel. He's had breakfast down there at the waterfront the last 2 mornings. He's played in the waterfront playground with his 2 children, and he said, like, what are you guys doing in Devonport that you're able to get so much stuff built and started? And he's visited other towns and cities along the coast, and you know, this is part of it. We're in a really good position. I know, very fortunate to be on council at this time where we're just riding a wave on the back of the Living City project and having that bold vision that was put in by previous councils. And yeah, we understand as a council there's going to be ongoing maintenance on such a significant product. We know there's going to be depreciation, and we know that our community, the Devonport community, will ultimately be paying for some of that, but it is really the region, the greater region, that's going to see the benefit. And yeah, absolutely stoked to be able to endorse this and be a very, very tiny, insignificant part of saying, let's keep going with it. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Hollister?
Yes, I fully support the project. I think we really do need to see a bit of local government reform. I think half the people that are going to use these facilities live outside our road paying base. So the operation of the complex when it's finished will be supported by the Devonport ratepayers. So I'm looking forward to a bit of local government reform where this comes to benefit to our area. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Martin.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, I'm looking forward to the stadium being built, the facility and being shared by five other organisations working together to create something which will be dynamic, I think, for our city and for the region. We start looking at the sporting events on my background's in basketball, so you'll be able to attract national championships, because we'll have 6 courts. Underage is an area where we should concentrate on. They bring the mums and dads, fill up our hotels and motels, and then we talk about tourism and we talk about new spirits. We talk about also the Devonport airport, if somebody can get off their backside and allow us to get a trip to Sydney. And whilst all this is going on, and it's tremendous, and as I said, my background is in basketball, we've been fighting for new courts for over about 30 years. The need has been there. So I speak with knowledge on that. But taking that into consideration, it's also about moving forward, as Councillor Viney said. We've got to keep moving forward. We can't stop. And for me, the next step is, of course, the future work on the support school that will take over the Devonport netball area. And this is just a step that will allow that to happen and assist those families that are attached to the sports school. Thank you.
Thank you. Further comments? Councillor Shamrock.
Lucky last. Yeah, go for it. Thank you. Look, I fully support all the previous comments of fellow councillors. Just to frame it in an economic sense, this project really couldn't have come at a better time. The interest rate environment has changed significantly in the last 3 to 4 months, and increasing rates aren't friendly to construction or construction sentiment. So to have, on my rough cuts, 58 mil, including GST, flowing through our economy with construction-related work is really important. It keeps a lot of our contractors and subcontractors afloat. I am hearing from time to time that, some of our smaller contractors have struggled this year. I'm really looking forward to 2026, where we can get all this work out, and not only the stadium, but the mental health precinct and other various jobs which I won't go over. So economically, it's really good for the economy, and fellow councillors, sporting and social benefits are going to be magnificent for the region. I'll be supporting motion.
Thank you. I think everybody's going to say tonight. It's great. All I can say is got a very good relationship with Christine Finnegan. Now she's got the jewels for us. Now she's going to be working on netball. And super netball's next, who knows? So that's really exciting as well. So I think we can just reap the benefits. That's how it's going to work for us and for the region. So it's going to be incredible. Looking forward to when those doors open. So I would ask Councillor Moore to close, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Just to reiterate, congratulations to Fairbrother. Also, thanks to all the council officers for all their work in making this actually a reality. And Mayor, bring it on.
Thank you. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried unanimously. Thank you very much. Item 6 is information. 6.1 is the workshops and briefings. If I can have a mover, please.
So moved.
Councillor Murphy and Councillor Martin. Councillor Murphy.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, quite a few workshops happening over that period of time. Very interesting to meet the new CEO of the Cobra Coast Authority, Mr. Reid. Very exciting to have him on board. And I think he's going to be a positive thing for our region moving forward. I think he's got a significant capacity to listen, and more importantly, he's got vision. So that's very exciting. A couple of things, Mayor. It was good to see that out of discussions from our workshop around our parking issue, that we were able to implement, the fact that we are listening, and when people are reaching out to us and reaching out to our council officers, that collectively we come around and we consult, and communicate, and work the way forward, which we've been able to do with respect to through that process, the top level of the multi-storey car park. And again, also the same, being well informed around, which provides us the opportunity to go back to community around some of the coal speech signage issues that we've had. Again, that's a work in progress, and we'll continue to hold those conversations. So, very productive month.
Thank you, Councillor Martin.
Thank you, Mayor. I concur with Councillor Murphy's points, especially in regards to the Greater Coast Authority and meeting Philip Reid, and looking forward to working with him and the authority, especially around tourism. Now we've got a report that we can further discuss at a workshop and start putting a bit of pressure on that. I mentioned again the Devonport Airport and tourism coming into this area of the state. We've got a great, big, wonderful hotel out there that's got access to some of the wonderful tourism icons in our region, and we should be making sure that we get our fair slice to buy. Thank you.
Thank you. Further comments or questions from the councillors? Councillor Finey. Sorry.
Thank you, Mayor. Would just like to reiterate something that Councillor Murphy mentioned about those changes to parking that we realised probably around the table that we made a mistake, and that's okay. Like the change to the all-day parking in the multi-storey and the stresses that put into Payne Avenue, people make mistakes, and if you don't do anything about it, that becomes the problem. But I think as a council and an extension of the council officers, I think we were genuinely invested to find the source of the issue and try and create a solution. And I think we've been able to do that with a pretty quick turnaround. So not actioning after we've discovered a problem, not putting your hand up and saying, yeah, we've probably made a mistake here is a problem. And I think the way we've handled it was very good. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Wilczynski.
Thank you, Mayor. The workshops were really great, and I really Greater Coast with Philip Reid as well, with his vision. Like you can tell that he's got a bit of a vision there. And the other one is the convention centre, because we organically grew through the Living City process that they're now looking at, further expanding and what to do as a business plan, which I think is really great. Building nature in, my mate beside me here is very happy with that, but it is good to have green space around our city. The other one was the parking, and yes, we've got all excited with our technology, which is top notch and great, but we just stepped through a few things, and it's great that we've worked with it and we talk to people, and that's the communication is what we have to have. So yeah, workshops are very important to us, I think. Thank you.
Thank you. Further comments or questions from the councillors? Councillor Innes.
Thank you. Yes, particularly on the parking, being one who's made a lot of mistakes over their life, being able to acknowledge and come up with and say, yeah, that didn't work out, what do we do now, is what we did, and we did it pretty well, I would have thought, and I hope so. And some of the feedback that I've heard around the place is very positive about us listening and acting. And even though the message is probably not out there to everyone as yet, because sometimes things, good news travels slowly sometimes. The other thing, of course, Councillor Wilczynski mentioned the Build Nature In strategy. That is going to be something fantastic for our council and our area. I am looking forward to seeing more development in the AI space that we have started to move into, and Rose and her assistants, and making it better for people to get more access. It's something we can't shy away from. AI is out there, and we are sort of being involved and at the forefront. And of course, I suppose at times when you're at the bleeding edge, you tend to make some mistakes occasionally. But working on it, improving is what we really want to do. I think also with the Coles Beach signage, I found it really interesting, and hopefully the fact that we've been prepared to listen and be able to make some adjustments for our community to make things go really well, that's a good thing. So very enjoyable set of workshops. Thank you.
Thank you. Other comments, questions? Councillor Murphy, Menzel, there you go. Councillor Shan. You're up.
Just to quickly, I wanted to comment on the convention centre business plan. That was probably one of the best presentations I've sat through in the workshops this term. I thought it was really, it identified some of the opportunities available to us, the city, with that convention centre capability. And I'm quite excited about how that'll roll out. So I'd like to thank the staff for their work on that. And also echo sentiments regarding the parking. It was really pleasing to see how quickly we turned that around, and also how busy the city was today. I struggled to get a park, not because it was full of CBD workers, but just people shopping. So it's great to see a vibrant city, lots of people in the shops. I was queuing in one shop just to buy a gift voucher. So I think I worry about the CPI figures for next quarter. So I don't think we're easing up on spending, but no, great to see a vibrant CBD. Thanks.
Thank you. If there's nothing further from the councillors, Councillor Murphy, time.
Thank you, Mayor. Very good synopsis of our workshops, and very interesting. I'd probably like to pick up on a couple of things. It would be very interesting, Councillor Viney, if the federal government took the leaf out of our with respect to acknowledging mistakes. That'd be something very good for our country at this particular point in time, because at the moment they're not very good at it. With respect to the tourism aspect, I think West by Northwest spends more time promoting themselves than what they do with anything else. But again, I've already spoken about that. But I think it's more about the positivity around the fact that collectively we are able to sort of drill down into a lot of the things that are impacting our community, and the fact that we're able to respond to that. And I think that's a real, as I said before, a real positive. So having said that, Matt, consider it closed.
Thank you. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried unanimously. Thank you. 6.2 is the Mayor's monthly report. I've never moved close.
Don't move.
Councillor Hollister, and seconder. Councillor Shane. Councillor Hollister. So,
Just a question. You're meeting with the police fire emergency management, discussing the fire station and the ambulance station. Did you get the impression that he's got 20 million to move it and rebuild somewhere else?
I don't know about funds. It was more about looking at priority, where it is now. I first brought it up 10 or 11 years ago. It was probably number 7 or 8 in priorities. They've built quite a few since then. New places, Sorrel, Burnie, there's certain ones that they've done. So because they've been signed off on, I thought it was time to bring it back in and see where he's at. Where that priority is going to be an interesting meld. We're just waiting on a bit more information coming through.
Thank you.
Thank you. Closer. We're closer. Councillor Shane.
Thanks, Mayor. Congratulations on another very busy month. Question regarding the marina meeting with Tim Hess and Mr. Ritchie. Are you able to provide any information on that?
Yeah, they're just wanting to see where that is now. They're very keen. They, obviously have a proposal together, working with the slipway companies as well, trying to work out whether that would work and whether or not also the yacht club, whether it was the whole area itself, the whole precinct, would marry in as being one thing. They weren't successful in getting funding federally at the time of the election. So they're just working out where their priorities are so that they can go forward. Whether or not they get a bit more traction and talk to Anne Urquhart about talking to Catherine King, re RDA, that kind of funding. So they were just really just updating us of where we're at. I'm certainly a huge fan of the project, but now where that sits and where that lies and how they're going to get the funds for it and what that looks like now, are they going to, you know, fine tune it is where we're at now. Welcome. Any other questions, Councillor Murphy?
Yes, Mayor, taking into consideration the time of year that it is, just wanted to know, should I check my pigeonhole in the council's room in case you got me anything from the grand opening of Total Tools?
Oh, I think I'm shopping there.
Something.
Oh, yeah, good to see you.
Hammer or something?
Yeah, they're very busy too. Yeah, it's nice to see all three shops are now full down there, so that's moving quite well. So no, I didn't get anything. Anyway, any other questions? Councillor Wilczynski? Sorry.
I just wondered if you an update on test case. You were meeting with them while we were down at local government. How's that going with trying to get them into the city?
We've got a meeting coming up. Yes, so the lady that I met down there is coming up here. So I'm in a meeting at Fuller as well, so they've got a couple of things that they wanted to talk to us about. So we're kind of just being introduced to as such through one of our contacts there. And then she's now coming up here and we're going to take a walk around, show where we're at. So she's got a familiar. And then, yes, we'll certainly be handing that over to the wonderful staff at council to deal with that area.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Ennis.
Thank you. I just wanted to ask a question about the opening of the new kayak launching platform.
Hi.
Don Heath. I know that the governor was up and there was a lot of comment about your dancing, provided entertainment, the sea shanty, and so forth. You've got a background in dancing, no doubt.
The professor very kindly asked me to dance. Councillor Martin and Councillor Hollis were also there. He didn't ask them to dance. That's all I can say. Thank you, Councillor. Anything else? No? If not, I will ask Councillor Hollis to close.
Consider it closed.
Thank you. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried unanimously. CEO's report 6.3. If I can have a mover, please. Councillor Wilczynski, thank you. And a seconder.
Seconded.
Councillor Murphy. Councillor Wilczynski.
Nothing to ask about, but yes, well attended and looking for Christmas. I'm sure he'd like a break. Yeah, as we all will.
Thank you. Councillor Murphy.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, there's a little bit happening there. I suppose one would be just a quick question with respect to how things are going with the steering committee, my favourite subject, being the regional land use strategy.
Through you, Mayor. Bill touched on from the CCA touched on this the other night. I think there's a level of confidence now that there's a pathway forward. There's been an agreement with the government on timeframes and additional funding. There's still a piece of work to be done, but it's as a steering committee, we're more confident now that it's on the right track and be delivered by that next year is the time frame where the region hands it over to the state.
Just a follow-up question with that. So just to confirm that the state government has confirmed commitment to additional funding as needed.
That's actually made available 100,000. The Crown Coast Authority have also putting the balance of what's necessary out of their reserves to get the draft through where it needs to be able to hand it over.
You got questions to the CEO? Crickets. Oh, Councillor Hollister. Hello.
Just to comment on the Christmas functions. I think they're pretty good this year, and I think the Christmas parade was very good. So there's been a lot more there than I've said in the past. So our best people I think have done fairly well. It's just a shame about tomorrow morning.
Thank you. Any further comments or questions for the CEO report? If not, I will ask Councillor Vilchinsky to close
And consider it closed.
Thank you. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried unanimously. Thank you. 6.4 is the monthly operational report for November 2025. Who's going to move that tonight? Councillor Mine. Thank you. And second, please.
A second.
Councillor Moore. Councillor Viney, take it away.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't often get to talk much about this report. And there's always plenty in there. I did find something that caught my eye, as it normally does. 3.1.6, there was a little snippet in there about the financial assistance program. And normally find out what council has supported, and that's great. What to my knowledge doesn't happen as often is that we get a letter of thanks. So I think it's worth shouting out to that student from Reese High School, Eva Parker, who represented the state in athletics recently, who wrote into the council to say thank you. And I know it's not a huge monetary amount that we're able to provide, because there is a lot of asking for that sort of thing, but it is really nice. And I think it shows a level of maturity from that student. And I think it's worth acknowledging. So thanks, Eva. Obviously has great teachers. Right, so I have missed a couple of things this month, which I'm disappointed. And thank you, Councillor Hollister, for letting us know that the Santa Street Spectacular was so good. We were coming back from the East Coast that day, and we had no more gas left in the tank to come to it, and missed the carols. So we've missed that. We missed Festive Friday. But we're not going to miss the great gingerbread hunt that is on for the Viney family tomorrow with the 5-year-old and 7-year-old. No, it's still going, isn't it?
I drew it today. I'm online.
The kids don't know that. The gingerbreads we still in the house. We won't be able to enter, but we didn't win it last year anyway. And that's not what it's about. It's about getting around the city, checking out the gingerbread houses. I can still get a map, can't I? Yeah. So we'll be a part of that, even though we can't win the prize. And we certainly won't be missing next week the Eve in the City. That's what we've got, a couple of things still.
That's still on.
That's still on. And Santa's still coming this week. I haven't missed that.
Oh, I think you've been a good boy. Thank you. Councillor Butler.
Stolen one.
Oh, no.
Money. Yeah, just wanted to promote Eve in the City. Last year there's more than 8,000 people there, and also thanks to Sea Roads for the fireworks. It's a pretty big commitment, and everyone that goes very much enjoys those 2 sets of fireworks. I was going to comment on the gingerbread house that I got drawn yesterday. There was 30
Today.
30 gingerbread houses apparently.
Yes.
And the most unusual material was made of chickpeas and lentils. Apparently. It was interesting now, in light of the workshop in the convention centre, to just have a look at that 50-50 split between community and commercial renting of the convention centre. I'd like to keep that on the radar just to make sure that we are also taking care of the community. And it was nice to see that parking has come back, and we're right on budget for the revenue for parking. So it's been a bit funny the last few months, but nice to see that. That is all. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Wilczynski.
Thank you, Mayor. Gingerbread house, yes. Sadly, I missed the draw today.
Sorry.
But my dad had to go to Launceston, so we were there. Did get back but past the draw time, and 30 businesses who put up prizes for the houses. The houses were magic this year, as they were last year as well, but it's just grown. So thank you to 30 businesses that participated, and the makers of the houses. It was awesome. The other thing I want to pick up here is in our Facebook average, the winning Devonport City Council, we won I've got to find what it is, the larger council of believing in delivering excellence. Oh my God. Yes, delivering excellence. And there were 255 reactions to it. So, wow. Karen Hampton getting a prize and our city. And I think we'll deserve, so just those couple of things.
Thank you. Further comments from the councillors? Councillor Jennings? Sorry.
Thank you. My grandkids really enjoyed the gingerbread. I was going to say that. Amazing, 30 businesses to go around, and it was really good. A lot of excitement, and yes, I haven't seen the results, so we don't know if we won or not. They won. I will find out shortly, no doubt. But yeah, fantastic, and something that many families and kids would have enjoyed, no doubt. So very good.
Thank you. Councillor Shan.
I'm getting hungry while we talk about gingerbread. Can I just ask a quick question on rubbish? 2.2 waste management, the total vehicles, by my reading of that graph, seems to be going down each year. Do we know why the visitation to the transfer station is decreasing?
Not because we've got more reasons, but I don't know.
Not because it's more expensive each year? I don't know. I can, that'd be great.
Just get back to you on that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Further questions? Councillor Martin.
Thank you, Mayor. Just following on from Councillor Viney's point with Eva Parker, actually writing in. I've been on the financial assistance group for a while, and for a long time since somebody's written back and thanked council for what is considered, not a lot, but something to contribute to offset the prices to enable her to go and compete at the All Schools Championships. But as well as her performance and then looking at being attending the Australian Regional Teams Championships and hopefully get selected in that, so then compete in the Oceania Games in Darwin. I think that's is very ambitious, and I wish her all the best of luck in following her dreams in regards to that. And congratulations to her to replying and thanking council on that behalf. On another matter, I just make mention of the garden at Home Hill and the walkway up there, and congratulate the staff in doing that work. It certainly tidied it up, and it looks a treat. Thank you.
Thank you. Further comments or questions? Councillor Wilczynski, your last. Councillor Murphy.
Thanks, Mayor.
Thanks.
It was probably one of the ones that I noticed was acknowledging the recipients from graduating from Children's University. It was held upstairs here in Parramatta. 552 people attended that. And I think that's a real testament to the fact that we're able to have a facility of this calibre for those young aspiring adults or children to actually come and be recognised for their achievements. I think that's very important for a community to be able to do that. And the Children's University program itself is such a wonderful thing within primary schools.
Thank you. Further comments from the councillors? I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. Don't anyone ever say to me nothing happens around here, or there's nothing for the kids to do, or there's nothing to do. Get on our website, get on our Facebook pages, give us a call, listen to radio, just check it out, people. We've got the busiest staff and there are things to do everywhere. In Devonport, up and down the northwest coast, there are always things to do. So well done to all the staff that have been involved heavily behind the scenes doing all the work. And it's just been absolutely amazing. And bring on next year. Hopefully we won't move as much, just tighter and leaner and better. Way we go. So congratulations. Councillor Miney, would you like to close?
I'd love to, thank you, Matt. So the Viney boys will be on the gingerbread hunt tomorrow. We don't do it for prizes, but it probably is quite strategic that we now don't have to visit all 30 businesses. So, you know, every cloud, silver lining. We might be a little bit more selective about which ones we go and visit, and won't have to go to the boutique that sells the underwear that we found a little bit awkward sort of appearing in the shop front of that. So, you know, still looking forward to it. The hunt's still on. They haven't removed the gingerbread's houses yet. So if anyone wants to go and have a look, they'll be there. Gee, I hope that. Yeah, it's going to be a long day looking for houses if they're no longer in the window. So anyway, I'll leave it there. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried unanimously, thank you. Item 7 is for the closed session. If I could move on.
Second.
Councillor Murphy and Councillor Miney, thank you. Councillor Murphy.
Really procedural, man.
Thank you. Councillor Miney.
Nothing further, thank you.
Thank you. No comments from the councillors. I'll ask Councillor Murphy to close. Thank you. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Unanimously. Moving into closed session at 6:41 p.m. Thank you to the gallery there. And a big thank you to the staff. The managers are here. Pass it on to the rest of the staff, please. It's been an incredible year. I hope you all have a Merry Christmas. And if it's anything to go on how hugely successful 2025 has been, bring on 2026. So stay safe, have a lovely time, and I'll see you all at New Year's Eve. Thank you.